Welcome. My name is Jody Adams. I'm a licensed massage therapist and a doTERRA wellness advocate. It's absolutely my passion to teach people how to be the healthier you, the best you could possibly be. So today we're going to be going over why stretch, why now. We're going to be going over 4 different types of stretching and then also my favorite types of stretching. And I'm going to throw in to give you a little insight on foundation training. I'm a certified foundation training instructor. So here's a picture of just one of the poses. Keep in mind that it doesn't matter if you're 5 or you're 100. We modify all the poses to fit wherever you are. So my brother's brain injury, for those that don't know my situation and our family situation, he's absolutely incredible. So I simply just focus on the breathing with him. So again, it doesn't matter what your physical fitness is, you can incorporate foundation training into that. So in this picture, I'm doing the lunge. And just a little, I'll go over a little bit about that. So we're anchoring from the waist down, and each pose has a different anchor. And when we take a very deep decompression breath, so we're breathing in, we're really getting that expansion into the rib cage, out wide, front and back. And then when we exhale, really imagine that belly button's going straight back towards the spine. And what this is actually going to allow is you to start firing the muscles properly, the ones that aren't firing, and really balance out those imbalances. And then it's also going to strengthen the whole posterior chain, the whole backside of the spine, and really decompress vertebrae by vertebrae from the lumbar all the way up to the cervical, which is the neck. So because of everyday life, whether you've been an athlete and you've had injuries, whether you've just had injuries from wear and tear, just everyday life, working, sleeping, maybe a car wreck or what have you, whatever has happened to you as far as your body and physical fitness, or just life in general. So foundation training, no matter on where you are, cardiovascular or just, the important thing is we have to keep moving. So this will actually teach us really how to fire those muscles properly again. We have to start somewhere. So I'm going to be going over one of those basic poses. So let's get started. And if you have any questions, please write it down or try some of these stretches throughout this webinar. So why stretch, why now? How many of you all stretch on a regular basis? Or you want to learn how to stretch on a regular basis? And I really urge you to actually teach your friends and family or anyone you come into contact why it's so important to stretch. So we constantly hear about the importance of cardiovascular workouts to improve heart health. But what about all the other muscles in the human body? They are just as important, no matter your physical level of fitness. We should all be stretching on a regular routine basis. Stretching not only improves flexibility, but it ensures independence. Muscle flexibility is necessary for range of motion in the joints. When we're stiff, our muscles shorten and become tight, which leads to weaknesses and increased risk for joint pain, strain, and muscle damage. There are 4 different types of stretching: stagnant stretching, dynamic stretching, passive stretching, active stretching. Every stretch is either stagnant, dynamic, and passive or active. Stagnant stretching. Stagnant stretching is the act of holding comfortably, remember, comfortably is the key, but stretching position for 10 to 30 seconds. But remember, it has to be comfortable. You never want to stretch in pain. This is the most common form of stretching. However, dynamic stretching is more important for improving range of motion, for functioning movement, for example, including sports and the active activities just of daily life. Stagnant stretching is a useful post-workout type of stretching for cool down. So let's go over some tips for stagnant stretching. Spend 5 to 10 minutes following a workout, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be a workout. Even once you go out for a walk, again, it's just important to keep on moving. So no matter your cardiovascular, you can stretch, but you want to make sure that you warm up the muscle tissue. Okay, second tip, lengthening the target muscles and holding for at least 15 to 20 seconds for 1 to 2 rounds. Next tip, as flexibility improves, hold stretches for longer. Remember, start off slow. Stretch both sides equally. And one tip that I also like to point out, if you know you have an imbalance, if someone has pointed out, like a therapist or a physical therapist or a doctor has pointed out that you do have an imbalance, and we have told you that you may want to add just a couple more stretches to this side to balance it out. But it's important to go back and see if you've corrected that imbalance, because you don't want to go over that imbalance and cause the other side to be a problem. So if we're trying to correct an imbalance and you know what that imbalance is, work with that healthcare provider so that if they have told you to stretch one side more than the other, then do as instructed. But if you don't know there's that imbalance, just stretch equally, because you're not going to cause more problems to the human body. Again, if you have any questions about that, please contact me. Never stretch to a point of pain. Absolutely do not do that. You should feel the stretch, but it shouldn't hurt. Don't hold your breath. Breathing is so important. Breathing will help you relax to a deeper stretch. So remember, really take that deep breath in, really get that expansion into the rib cage, out wide, front and back. And also, I just want to throw in, never hold your breath when you're getting a massage either. Always communicate with your therapist. Dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching requires more thoughtful coordination than static stretching and takes soft tissue to their full length. And rather than holding it, dynamic stretching is performed by controlled, smooth, deliberate movements. So I want to go over a common mistake I actually see with dynamic stretching is bouncing. Never bounce. It can tear muscle fibers. It can cause injuries. It can be very harmful to the joint. So just develop the coordination. And what I tell people at first, if you're interested in doing this type of stretching, is just go barely into the movement, but do not bounce. I don't want to see any injuries. Dynamic stretching should be performed daily, and it's great for pre-workout to improve flexibility, range of motion, and increase blood and oxygen flow to the muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Pre-activity dynamic stretching exercise may be shown to improve performance, power, strength, and speed. So let's go over a few tips. Start with the joint in a neutral position. Use a slow control movement. Extend to the end range of movement, then slowly return to a neutral position with an eccentric contraction. Repeat movement 10 to 12 times. And if you're unable to get to 10, just start off with a couple. Remember, it's where you're at physically. And again, slowly just go to where you're comfortable with. Don't go to the full range of motion if you have those imbalances and your body doesn't allow you to get there. Again, it's where we are physically at this point in life. So don't push it. Slowly work and improve where you are comfortable with, where your body is comfortable with. Don't push through it, okay? Passive stretching. The technique of passive stretching employs the use of an outside assistance. This assistance could be your body weight, a strap, gravity, another person. So I like to incorporate passive stretching in my massage therapy. So your therapist, next time you get a massage, ask them if they ever choose to incorporate stretching into your massage. Is absolutely wonderful. And it just takes that massage to the next level. leverage, or a stretching device. During passive stretching, the muscle remains relaxed. So you're not helping them stretch your muscle. So, or if you're using like a strap, you're not actually contracting that muscle to bring it up. You're using that device to bring it up. Remember, it's passive. Utilize the external force to hold you in that place. Passive stretching are suitable for cooling down after a strenuous workout program. So a hardcore weight, no matter what body part you're doing, like weightlifting, or a really extensive, hike or run or bike, what have you. It's absolutely fabulous for that. Passive stretching is considered to be very safe technique as it does not involve abrupt movement. I really like passive stretching for that particular reason, so that you're not going to cause injuries. But remember, when you're stretching a certain muscle, take it to that point of where you feel it. Take a really deep breath in, get that expansion into the rib cage, out wide, front and back, and then take it back out of it. Active stretching. Active stretching is the process of stretching a muscle by actively contracting the muscle in opposition to the one you're stretching. This kind of stretching can take some practice because of muscular force required to generate the stretch. Active stretching is also considered to be low risk as you control the stretch through force with your own strength rather than external force like passive stretching. So active stretching is also, I really like active stretching as well. So my two, as far as these four, my two favorite is the passive and the active stretching. And I really urge you to, when you're getting the massage, to ask your massage therapist to incorporate some of these. You can even do the active, because you can actually, your therapist, he or she can take it into the movement, and you can contract that muscle and really pay attention to what muscle you're actually contracting. Really improves flexibility greatly. Benefits. There are many benefits associated with stretching. The top 5 benefits of stretching, according to the Mayo Clinic, include increased flexibility and range of motion. Flexibility can diminish as we age, which is why it's so important to maintain. Improve circulation. By improving blood circulation, waste byproducts remove is improved. Better posture. For those that know me, I'm a stickler for posture. So this is so important. Stretching keeps muscles from getting tight, which in return maintains posture and minimizes associated pain. Stress relief. This is so important as well, just because life gets crazy. Stretching relaxes tense muscles that often accompany stress. Enhance coordination. Maintaining range of motion helps to improve balance to you mobile. So in life, it's so important to keep you mobile. I always say that we just have to keep moving. It's so important, no matter where we are physically, just move. So by really enhancing that coordination, we're constantly able to just keep us mobile for whatever we have to do on a day-to-day basis. Some additional benefits may include increased power, increased endurance, more effective neuromuscular activity, increased speed and coordination, improve in mental preparedness. So important. And if you have trouble with that mental preparedness, those of you who know me and those of you who don't know me, I do have oils for that. So absolutely incredible. Before we stretch, to really put, frankincense is one of my favorites to really apply to allow to support the brain. And also, if you don't have time to warm up properly, grab some of our deep blue and massage it into that area that you're actually trying to stretch, because the deep blue, it has a lot of oils that are hot oils like wintergreen, and really supports the muscle tissue and really warms up that tissue so that you don't strain it or pull it. So I want you to think about this, conditions that can be helped by regular stretching. Do you have any that come to mind that you're thinking of? If you do, just write them down. And if I don't go over them, just contact me and I'll help you with particular stretches. Lower back pain is one of the most common conditions stretching can improve. Long days spent sitting, shortening and tightening back muscles, causing tension on joints. Hips are also another area subject to frequent tension. We tend to hold a lot of stress in the hips. So simply hip opener stretches can help reduce tension and soreness. Tight hamstrings are a common complaint. Even when regular stretching, hamstrings can take years to loosen up. However, regular stretching will improve flexibility, which can also reduce lower back issues. The neck and shoulder is another area common offender. Cell phone use has also become an issue, with many people spending hours hunched over playing games, surfing the web on their cell phones. Stress can also be held in the shoulders and cervical and neck area. Thankfully, frequent stretches throughout to say can help improve tightness and improve posture. Let's get started. It's important to keep in mind that a single stretch session won't magically improve flexibility. You know, it's so important that you realize this. You know, we can't, like, for example, say we're going on a diet and for one day we're on a diet and we lose all the weight that we're going to. You know, one stretch isn't going to do it. One massage isn't going to do it. One physical therapy session isn't going to do it. One day of medication isn't going to do it. One application of oil isn't going to do it. It's about reapplying, like say if it's essential oils, reapplying so that we get our body out of that acute state and on more of a maintenance routine. Just like, you know, eating healthy on a regular basis will help support your body to you so you get to the weight that you want to be. We develop those muscles that we want to be. You know, stretching on a regular basis, we're getting that flexibility where we want it to be. So remember, we need to stretch on a regular basis. A daily stretching routine will deliver the best results. Through stretching at least 3 to 4 times a week can also be beneficial. So if you can't do it every day, which I recommend, even if it's just like 1 or 2 stretches, just make sure that you at least do it 3 to 4 times a week. Time and patience are the key. Persistence. Muscles didn't tighten up overnight. We didn't just wake up one day and then, oh, our muscles are tight. Come on, guys. So we have to, you know, we didn't put on all that weight overnight either. We just didn't wake up. We wasn't born, you know, like 400 pounds or 200 pounds. So remember to stay committed to what your goals are, okay? We didn't get in our bodies in this type of shape. You know, for those athletes, we didn't, you know, play one time and be like, have all these injuries, you know, let's repair, you know, sport event after sport event, game after game after game, injury after injury. You know, it took a while to get us to this condition. You know, crossing the legs, you know, over and over and over again, hunch forward with those cell phones, hours and hours. It took time to get our bodies in this condition. So be patient, don't be hard on yourself, and just start with 1 stretch. Okay, so we have to realize this. So expecting huge results from just 1 session isn't realistic. Plain and simple. It can take weeks or even months to get flexible. As long as you maintain your commitment, let's have a commitment, you will achieve your goal. So let's set a goal for ourselves and reach that goal, no matter what it is. So let's go over a good way to get on a routine. The good news is you don't have to stretch every single muscle every day. The muscles to focus on may include your calves, your hamstrings, your hip flexors or your in the pelvis, your quadriceps in the front of the thigh. You may also want to include some where we hold a lot of tension, neck and shoulders, and lower back. Okay? Remember, you don't want to stretch muscles before they are warmed up. So either stretch after you work out or follow a light walk. Or grab you some deep blue, apply it onto the muscle tissue. Oregano is another great one because it's a hot oil, but always use a carrier oil. Cinnamon is a great one. Lemongrass is a good one. So the warm oils you want to apply. Or, warm up those muscles. There's other avenues to warm up those muscles. A hot, steamy shower. Warm up that muscle tissue. Go outside if it's nice and hot. Warm up those muscle tissues. There's all, a sauna, a steam shower. There's, all kinds of things that you can think of to warm up those muscle tissues, okay? If you have any questions, again, contact me. Working out stretching. Deep stretching is best following a workout or otherwise after warming up the particular muscles. Ways to incorporate dynamic stretching into a warm-up include, think about lunges, high kicks, push-ups, jump squats. But let me go over this. Do where your cardiovascular or your physical fitness is. Don't try to do some of these positions and make sure that you're doing them properly. I don't want to see like a look, if you don't know what you're doing and you're not sure, I don't want you to see doing some of these crazy workouts. So, contact someone that really knows about the human body that can really assist you. And I would love to assist you. We can always do a Zoom call and I can see what you're doing. It's important to not hurt yourself in trying to make the healthier you, okay? So keep that in mind. Any activity engaging the same muscles you will be using during your workout. Think that and you can incorporate that, okay? Post-workout stretching should reduce tension to return the muscle to the relaxed state, as this is time for deeper stretches that can be held for longer or stagnant stretches. Okay? So again, write down your questions. Stretching at work. Stretching at work can give you a quick boost and help prevent injuries from repetitive motions. Okay, and if you need that boost of energy right before you start that stretch, what I like to do is take a drop of peppermint essential oil, some frankincense and wild orange, put it in the palm of your hands, rub it together, and take 3 really deep breaths in, and then start that stretch. Begin with simple overhead arm stretches, followed by stretches to engage your upper and lower back, neck and shoulder, because we want to prevent any type of injury tension. I see on a regular basis, I see so many people coming in complaining of shoulder pain, rotator cuff issues, neck issues, mid-thoracic, lower lumbar. We have to keep moving. Just get up and do a quick stretch. And, once you learn foundation training, it's great to get up and just do a founder really quick. You can, once you learn the basics, you can be in the grocery store and really contracting those adductors and taking that deep breath in. And people don't even know what you're doing. It's absolutely amazing. Begin with simple overhead stretches, okay? Try taking a short walk break. And is there anywhere that you can get up and just walk to, whether it's maybe you have a refrigerator, like a little kitchen area, walk to there. Maybe there's a separate place that there's a copy machine, walk to there. Maybe the bathroom is down the hall, walk there. Is there, think outside the box. Is there anything that, or anywhere that you can just get up and walk to and walk back to really stretch those muscles, to get moving? Okay, do a few leg and calf stretches. A few squats can be really helpful and get the blood pumping. So stretching during pregnancy. Do I have any pregnant women out there? Since stretching can keep you feeling your best and it is easy on your body, it's important to stretch regularly during pregnancy. The body is placed under stress due to rapid weight gain associated with pregnancy, which can cause undue stress on the joints. Keeping muscles lean and lengthened will improve comfort as extra weight is added. But keep in mind, we need to do it very gradually because of the hormones. So we don't want to put a really harsh stretch on the ligaments and tendons and joints. Muscles to target is upper back, lower back, legs, hips. Move slowly through these stretches. Again, listen to your body and don't push to the point of pain. Very important because all the hormones that we're releasing during pregnancy. Okay. Stretching for the seniors. Maintain flexibility is the goal for seniors, as balance will improve with flexibility, which will promote safety and reduce risk of injuries during daily activity. What I like to suggest for my seniors is also use Balance Essential Oil. Take a drop with some fractionated coconut oil and rub it on the bottom of your feet before you start your stretching routine. Help maintain that balance. The recommended amount of stretching for seniors is a minimum of 3 times per week for at least 20 minutes to improve mobility. It's important, again, that we just stay mobile. We have to keep moving. It's critical as we mature to really be able to maintain that. And again, you're improving your posture. So it's so important for seniors to keep that posture so we're not constantly looking down at the ground and we're really getting hunched over and causing other imbalances and potentially stumbling. We want to maintain that mobility so we lessen the risk of maybe falls, hip injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries, and what have you. Individual who's had surgery, such as hip and back surgery, should talk to their healthcare provider so they can receive specific guidelines to avoid aggravating past injuries or aggravating those surgeries that we've had. Okay, when starting a new regimen, remember, start slow. Very important. Utilize props for support, such as a chair. For my seniors in foundation training, I'm always encouraging, and I'll even, like when I'm teaching, I'll go over and get them a chair or what have you, because it's so important that they're balanced. Build up to longer time holds. You want to use those props to help with those longer time holds. Breathe through the stretches instead of holding your breath. It's so important at any age to really get those deep decompression breathing. Okay, I want you to remember that. Neck stretches. So let's go over some of this. Okay, let's go over some of the neck stretches, what I like to teach some of my patients and people that I come into contact with. So simply, let's warm up the neck first. So simply, I'm going to have you just tuck your chin and simply rotate it. Only do like a half moon. I don't want you to hyperextend the neck. So just warm up the tissues in the back of the neck and anterior as well. And just simply just rotate it, okay? I hope you all can do this along with me. Just simply rotate it. I don't want full, again, I don't want full range all the way around because I don't want to cause any injuries to the back of the neck, okay? So that warms up the muscle tissue. So I want to go over a different form. I really like AIS stretching, and it really protects all the joint. So let me just go in a little bit about AIS stretching. I only want you holding it for 2 seconds when we go into any stretch. That allows you to actually activate the stretch reflex, but doesn't allow you to start tightening up the muscle tissue. And by releasing it, allows the oxygen back into that muscle. So by doing repetitions, you actually get a lot more improved range of motion. Incredible. So let's go over, I like to protect the neck very much. So instead of just going, we're going to do extension. So instead of just going straight into extension from this position, I want everyone to lean forward. Now this is great to do at work. I want everyone to lean forward and literally allow your hands, I know you probably can't see me very well, but allow your hands to really set on your thighs, on your quadriceps. Okay, I'm just going to push this back up. Allow that to set on the quadriceps. And then what I want you to do is literally just rest your chin on your hands, on the palm of your hands. And then what you're actually going to do is just take a deep breath in, really get that expansion into the rib cage, out wide, front and back. And then you're going to take a deep breath and just push that head up 2 seconds and then back out. And so what that does is really allow you not to hyperextend that neck. If we're just up here and coming back, we're going to hyperextend that neck. And I don't want any hyperextension of the cervical region. So just simply, rest it here and then just push up 2 seconds. 2 seconds and get that breath. So we're stretching out the front side of our neck, our interior side, and we're just holding it up 2 seconds, okay? And remember to breathe. Breathing is very important. So let's go into some flexion exercises. So simply, I like to take let me move that back. I like to take the back of my head and literally just go straight down. And you can actually use both hands, 2 seconds, and then go tuck your chin and bring it down. 2 seconds, tuck your chin and bring it down. Now you can still do the passive and the active range that we discussed earlier, but I just like doing the 2 seconds to really activate the stretch reflex and then relaxing it, and you just get a lot better range of motion. And so then we're actually going to turn our head to the right and bring that arm back up, tuck the chin and bring it down, and take that deep breath in 2 seconds, okay? We're just going into it, take that deep breath in 2 seconds. And you're actually bringing the chin down to your breast, okay? And then we're going to do the other side. So you turn your head towards the left, and again, tuck that chin and come down, okay? Tuck that chin and come down, 2 seconds, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then take that deep breath, okay? Okay, let's go over some shoulder stretches. What I like to do first is warm up. Again, it's so important to warm up those shoulders. So if I didn't have time to walk, then what I would do is just grab some of that deep blue and massage it onto the shoulder joints, okay? I mean, it takes very little. You can either get the deep blue rub or the deep blue oil. If you get the oil, just simply put a drop in your hand with some fractionated coconut oil, some lotion, massage into those shoulders. Because remember, the shoulder joint's the weakest joint in the human body. The only thing that's holding it there are muscles, ligaments, and tendons. It's a ball and socket joint. So let's get that oil. I have already massaged it into my joints. So let's get that oil and or the deep blue cream and massage it. If you want to intensify the deep blue cream, what I like to do is put a drop of the deep blue oil actually in the deep blue cream just to make it a little bit more stronger. My patients absolutely love to do that as well. So let's warm up the shoulder joints first. So I'm going to simply just stand up. Okay, and you can do this seated for those seniors or pregnant women. And you just simply, just bend over and do some shoulder rolls, okay? Both directions. This is great for frozen shoulders or any type of rotator cuff issue, okay? So, and just great in general. So remember, I want you to breathe. And we'll also throw in, because we're standing, so I'm going to throw in some foundation work. So I simply just slightly anteriorly rotate my toes, my feet, and really contract. Here, I'll move this down a little bit just so you can see. So what I'm actually doing is slightly anteriorly rotating my feet. I'll let you look at the feet. And then I'm really contracting the adductors while I do this. Think the bottom of our pelvis and really contract those adductors. So I'm always throwing a little bit of foundation training in. So again, but go in both circular motions, okay? And the other direction too. Great to warm up those shoulder joints, okay? And remember to breathe and really contract those adductors while you do this, okay? So great to warm up the muscle tissue. You can also do that seated as well, okay? So then we're going to do some nice shoulder rolls, okay? Just go in a circular motion, really focus on that breathing. And then you're going to go anterior too. You're really warming up those shoulder joints. And you can do this at work, okay? You can do this anywhere. You can do this while you're shopping, shoulders hurting, you feel some tightness, just start rotating them, okay? So another thing I like to do to really warm up those shoulders is simply, stretch out the back side, the posterior side of the shoulder itself. Really stretch out that supraspinatus. And what I like to do is just grab a hold right above the elbow and literally take it across the body. So remember, posture is the key. So I don't want to see any of this. I don't want the shoulders to roll forward. I simply want it to go across the body. And until you get the hang of this, it's good to use a wall too. So find you a wall, okay? I'm just going to use this wall right over here if y'all can see me. I'll move this down just a little bit. If y'all can see me, move out of the way some of my exercise. And literally I'm going to pin. Can you see me, guys? I'm going to pin the posterior side of that scapula down and then bring it across. So I'm really against the wall, pinning that scapula down and across. So that's really going to get that infraspinatus, which is a rotator cuff muscle. So we're pinning and stretching. Again, 2 seconds and breathe. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, breathe. 1, we're breathing. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Really pin that down. And once you get the hang of it, you can actually do that anywhere. I've done this stretch for a long time. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and take it out. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Remember, we have to do both sides. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, okay? Equally, okay? So focus on that. Okay, so let's go over another one that's good. That's going to affect your shoulders. That's also going to affect your cervical, your neck, okay? Right through here. So because we're hunched over all the time, we're on the computer, we're on those cell phones, we're causing, different curvatures that, it's always changing with all this technology. Our curvature of the spines are changing. So we need to work on, counteracting that. So one thing I love to do is teaching all my people how to really work on the cervical neck, really work on bringing that cervical region back. And it's going to affect your shoulders too. So simply retract. Now remember, you're still going to breathe. Breathing is key. I know I keep on emphasizing the breathing aspect, but it's so important. So we're simply just going to bring the neck back. Bring the neck back. You can do this seated. And again, focus on that foundation train pose too. You can get a ball, put in between your adductors, okay? Or you can just simply anteriorly rotate, Squeeze that ball, squeeze those inner thighs, think the bottom of your pelvis, and squeeze and breathe and bring back. And what I like to tell people to do is literally focus on a point. Your eyes are very powerful. So focus on a point, like equal in alignment to your eyes, okay? And because I want it to come straight back. If we're looking somewhere else or up or down, the neck is going to follow that. You know, again, the eyes are very powerful. If you want to like learn a little trick, like put your hands like right underneath the occipital bone, right there. That's that bone right here, the occipital bone. So put your hands and right underneath. Now I want you to move your eyes up, move your eyes down. And you can actually move your eyes to the right and to the left. Do you feel those muscles contracting? So your eyes are, they're connected. So they're super powerful. So I want you to focus on a spot right in front, okay? Just pick a spot that's eye level. And literally, I like to tell people to put their finger right above their lip and then push it straight back, okay? Just push it straight back. Remember, remember to breathe and focus on a point. And you can do this standing as well, okay? Focus on a point and come back. Focus on a point and come back, okay? Remember to breathe, focus on a point straight ahead and come back. So you're on your side, focus on a point and come back. Remember to breathe. Breathing is very important. Okay, so let's focus on the back, okay? So one thing I love to do, I'm just going to move this down because I want you to see, you need to be able to see all of me. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is what I'm going to actually tell you. I'm going to slightly anteriorly rotate. This is partly foundation training too. Anteriorly rotate, really contract those adductors and really squeeze those adductors. And then what you're actually going to do is you're actually going to use your measuring sticks is what I like to call it. Put one on the top of your pelvis and then one on the bottom of your rib cage. And they're going to have you just slowly trace up. Remember to breathe. Slowly trace up. Externally rotate those shoulder joints. Come up into like a spear of tension, okay? The spear of tension is like this, guys. Spear of tension. And what you're going to do is kind of just, you're contracting those adductors, so that's your anchor, and you're really getting those deep decompression breaths. And you're really reaching towards the ceiling, but you're not so much reaching with our shoulders. We're actually learning to really reach with the middle part of our back, okay? And really reach and really contract and focus on that breath, okay? Really get that deep decompression breath. Absolutely incredible. And remember, we're not reaching here. We're really reaching with our breath, contracting those adductors, and really getting that decompression in the thoracic region, which is our middle part of our back. So one thing I also like to do, let's target a little bit on the whole back and the side. And I like to also get my lower lumbar when I'm doing this. So what I do is I slightly bend, say I want to stretch the right side of my body. I slightly bend that right knee and I clasp like this. I clasp my hands together. And then I slightly go into that stretch, okay? 2 seconds, 1 1,000, 2 1,000. And I'm just going into a slight bend in the spine, okay? Again, breathe in 2 seconds, 1 1,000, 2 1,000. And what bending this knee does, it stabilizes the pelvic so that you really get a stretch in that QL, the quadratus lumborum. You're really getting that stretch in that QL. So again, and you can do this at work, you can do this anywhere, to really slightly bend that right knee because we're stretching that right side, and then go into the stretch. Same thing with the other side. Bend that left knee and slightly go in, 2 seconds, and then back out. Remember to breathe. You don't see me breathing very well because I'm trying to walk you through it, okay? But it's so important to really get that stretch and then come back out, okay? Really get that stretch and come back out. And you can also squeeze the adductors if you want to take one to make it a little bit more intense. Squeeze those adductors, but remember you need to stabilize the pelvic, and because you want to get the stretch all the way up, and that's what stabilizes the pelvic, and go into the stretch. Okay. So let's go into, remember, pick a point, a muscle group that you want to actually stretch. I'm just giving you a few pointers on some different muscle groups. So let's do upper back and arms. So let's work on the flexibility of our shoulders, our arms, our thoracic, and this is actually going to get a little bit of the lumbar region as well. So so we're going to work on that flexibility of the shoulders. So what I want you to do is work on getting this. This is great for, remember, we're breathing, okay? We're breathing. So if you can't do this, then, and one's going to be actually more flexible. So this is more flexible for me. It's so important. Here, I'll turn around. So whatever you have around the house, you know, you don't have much range of motion, these are great. I mean, literally you can be, I mean, this could be your flexibility. And we're just simply stretching. We're just simply stretching. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. So you can work on that flexibility. Here, I'll bend down a little bit so you can see it. So you can work on that flexibility and really open up that shoulder joint on that anterior side. And then you can really work on this range as well, on the bottom arm. And then, you know, just switch it up. So you can go to Lowe's and get a rope. This one's about 9 feet long. So that should fit anyone's flexibility. If you don't have a rope, you know, grab a scarf. You know, scarves work great. Anything that you might have in the house. I don't like the stretch bands because it gives you too much give. So use a towel, use pants, use a belt, anything that you may have. And remember, take breaths while you're doing these exercises, okay? So let's work on some of the flexors and extenders of the arm. So one thing I like to do is simply just grab a hold of the hand and start up high so you can see me, and come down. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, relax. Same thing, start up high, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and relax, okay? It's so important to really stretch everything. So another thing I like to do is simply just grab the wrist, and we'll run 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And remember to breathe. Breathing is very important. Another thing I like to do, find something that is, you know, the right height appropriate. And literally what you're going to do, this isn't quite the right height for me. Well, yeah, it is. Okay, I would like it just a little bit taller. And literally, if I want to really stretch that out. So what I'm actually going for is really stretching that out all the way up. So I'm actually going to feel this in my bicep as well. So I'm really pushing down. I'm pushing down with my fingertips and really stretching that out to really elongate all the way up. Absolutely incredible. And remember, 2 seconds. Okay, guys, we're on the floor now. I want to go over some lower back stretches as well. Okay, and I love doing this to some of my patients before they get off the massage table. And this is great to really go into a light stretch before you get out of bed. You know, I keep that deep blue by my bedside, so literally I'll just rub the deep blue on and really decompress that spine. So let me move that down. Remember, breathing is important. So I'm here. Let me move this a little bit. So I'm laying in bed, right? And feel a little tightness. So I just move it around, throw that deep blue on, move it around. And then I just simply, I like to grab a hold of both of my knees. And it's about where you're at as far as physical fitness. You know, you see some people coming straight up. I don't like to do that. I actually like to spread my legs. So if we have a little belly, it actually gets past that belly. So it's great for seniors, great for pregnant women, and great if we have a little bit of belly there. And even though I don't have belly, I just like to really spread them and get a better stretch. Tucking that chin and just bringing it up. 2 seconds, guys. Just 2 seconds. Bring it up. 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Okay, and remember, breathing is very important. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Activate that stretch relief and bring it out. Okay, another one I like to do is bring the knees together and we're just slightly rotating. Okay, we're slightly rotating. Really get that lower back. Slightly rotating. And remember, we've already warmed up the lower back with one of the other stretches that we did where we actually bent one knee and did a lateral flexion, okay? Where we had our hands together, bend the knee, go to the side, and more advanced, really contract those adductors, okay? And again, we're here and we're bringing it. I'm using this hand just to show you, but I would actually use this hand, okay? But don't go too far because I don't want a curve here. And once you learn some of the foundation training poses too, there's actually some crossovers that's absolutely fabulous for the lower back, okay? So those are the lower back stretches that I like to do. So let's go over some hip stretches, okay? So the piriformis is very important to stretch on a regular basis. So what you do is you just simply grab a hold. Let me make sure you can see this. You just simply grab a hold, 2 seconds, and then back out. Grab a hold, 2 seconds, and then back out. If you can't reach your ankle, that's where the rope comes in handy. Props, guys, remember props. So you just simply make a little loop, bring it around, and you got a prop, you got an extension. So literally, you cross your body a little bit, and then you grab a hold of the rope and pull it so you really feel it into the hip, okay? Grab a hold, really feel it into the hip. And another thing I also like to do is you can start really opening up. So there are certain stretches I do not like. So, you know, I don't want to see people do the butterfly stretch. That's too hard on the adductors. So simply just grab a hold, and it's about, oh, that was a nice release. Okay, so it's about where you are flexibility-wise. Just bring it out, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then back. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then back. And like I said, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can get different levels. And then you go 1,000, 2, 1,000. And then you can do this in the bed too. 1,000, 2, 1,000. You can even bring it down even further, okay? Absolutely incredible. You can actually bring it over the opposite way to get some of those gluteal muscles, and literally you're coming up. So you're going to externally rotate that foot, and then you're going to 1,000, 2, 1,000. I'm going to lower that just so you can see. 1,000, 2, 1,000. So we're externally rotating. So we're externally rotating that foot, and we're going 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1,000, 2, 1,000. Okay. Remember both sides, and you want to take a nice deep breath. Okay. So how many of y'all are going to start really opening those hips? And again, if you're going to do this in bed, literally keep that deep blue handy and rub it into the muscle tissue. You want to be careful. Don't get it into any private areas because it won't be pleasant at all. So keep that deep blue handy. So let's go over some leg stretches. I'm really pretty picky about my leg stretches. Okay, as you notice in this picture, we are using the old-fashioned on the steps little trick. I do not recommend this stretch because can we stretch a contracted muscle? No, we cannot stretch a contracted muscle. So we will feel this stretch but it's contracting. So are we really getting a good stretch? I like to, when we're stretching, I like to get a really good stretch. So I want to teach what I recommend the most. So you will feel this, and they still teach this on a regular basis. So, but I prefer the AS stretching. So active isolating stretching. So again, grab your rope. Grab your rope. Again, you can do this anywhere. I mean, we're doing this in my office on the floor. So anywhere. Okay, so let's stretch out the hamstrings. Rope. So you can really see this. Rope. So take it down and then back up. Take it down and then back up. 2 seconds, guys. Take it down and then back up. 2 seconds. Take it down and then back up. 2 seconds. So let's go over the calf stretches. And what I like to do for a calf, several different ones. Let's scoot back so you can see my leg. So if we can't reach our feet, toes like this, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back out. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and back up. The rope comes in handy. So literally 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Remember to breathe. So say we want to get that soleus, which is our deeper calf muscle. We can go here, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, rope, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. So these stretches are the soleus, the gastroc, and also the Achilles. These stretches are really good, and the tibialis too. So if you're going to get the tibialis, it's a really hard muscle to stretch. You're literally going to bend that at 90 degrees. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, but you have to put it in the 90 degrees to get the tibialis and also the soleus. So say you want to, those are excellent muscles for plantar fasciitis. So those are excellent muscles for plantar fasciitis, any type of calf issues, shin splints, even some knee issues, because the calf muscles literally go past the knee joint. So those are excellent stretches to actually do. So let me show you the Achilles stretch that I like to do. So I'll just move this out of the way so you get my leg. Okay, so try to take it the back of the heel, the calcaneus bone as close to your butt as possible. I've had a lot of knee injuries. So again, you work to where your comfort level is. You don't want to be in pain. And literally you just bring it up, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. The closer you can get the calcaneus, the heel to your gluteus, to your butt muscles, is the more you'll get the Achilles. So absolutely incredible. So we went over the inner thigh as well. So you want to make sure that you get every aspect of the knee. So we're going to actually stand up. Yeah, I'm just going to bring you with me. This is an interesting webinar, isn't it? So, and now you're going to get the quadricep. So remember, stability is very important. So you want to work on that balance. So use props. Here's a chair for those seniors, or if we have any injuries and we're afraid that we're going to tumble over, use those props. So say you've had knee injuries. I've dislocated my kneecap. I'm exaggerating, but it feels like I've dislocated it 10 billion times. So I always protect my knee. I'd never let someone stretch my quads more than my knee can take. I've had seminars where they just want to crank on my knee joint. Absolutely. I mean, you will be in tears. No matter what your pain tolerance is, if they crank on that knee joint, speak up. If a therapist is, cranking on it more than what you can take, this isn't about pain. No pain whatsoever. So literally, I can literally grab a hold of my foot. Here, move that down. Grab a hold of my foot and bring it straight back. Grab a hold of my foot, 2 seconds. Okay. 2 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, breathe. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. You can even bring it back to get a better stretch. Okay, so we're holding on. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Again, we don't work on your balance. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Okay. Say you can't reach your foot. Okay, say you can't reach your foot. That light's really, okay, so we can't reach the foot. So what do we do? Rope, towel, whatever you may have. So you take the rope, move it down, wrap it around, and literally you have a tool to actually help you do that stretch. Okay, if you don't have the balance, okay, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Remember, do not crank on the knee joints. Nothing is supposed to hurt. If your balance is off, use a prop. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Make sure nothing's behind you to get in the way, okay? So okay, so those are some of the leg stretches that I like. So who's ready to start stretching with me? Okay, ankle stretch. What I'd like to do is tell my patients simply the best thing I have found for ankles is simply your ABCs. Treat your foot like a pen or pencil and caps and literally do your ABCs. Ex-soccer player here. Hello. I've had tons of ankle injuries, tons of chipped and fractured my ankle joint. Had doctors put cast on me because they couldn't keep me off the soccer field. They were afraid that if they didn't cast me, like a hard, one of the old school types of casts, that I would just be right there back on the soccer field. And even when they cast me, I was out there playing, you know. My doctor couldn't believe it. You know, he took the cast off and then I like jumped off the table. He's like, whoa, you can't do that. And then I landed on my feet. He's like, okay, how did you do that? It's because I wouldn't stay off of it. I was literally doing my ABCs as much as I could in the cast. So, you know, slide tackles after slide tackle, you learn that all these different exercises, that's really fabulous for the ankle joint. So literally, ABCs is the best thing to do for the ankle joint, in my opinion. And remember, you still breathe. So just tons of injuries. That's the best thing you can do is your ABCs. I actually have a device in my office that really works on strengthening it. And you actually go on plantar fascia dorsiflexion, inversion, eversion to really strengthen that. And you can actually put weights on all sides. So if you're local and you're interested in something like that, just contact me and I can show you. I can even teach you how to do those same exercises at home using things that you actually have in your house. Absolutely incredible. Or, you know, seek out a therapist that actually does AIS stretching and the rehab to go along with that. Okay. So moving on, wrist stretching. So important to stretch your wrist. You know, we already went over a little bit about the wrist stretching. Simply, I'll move the chair back. Simply, you know, grab a hold of your hand and come down and really stretch out those wrists. Okay, you can do that seated or what have you. Again, stretch it out this way. And I also like to take care of the finger joints. So it's so important to balance out the muscle tissue in the finger joint. So literally, you know, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then take it in the opposite direction. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Now, who can't do this watching TV? 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. So keep that friend away, that Arthur friend away. Stretch out your joints. You know, work constantly on those keyboards. Again, you know, if you've been on that keyboard or that cell phone all day, deep blue is one, and frankincense is one of the two of the best oils that I find to really relax that. You know, being a massage therapist for 20 years, my hands have really taken a beating. So I want to maintain my body as long as humanly possible, because some of us are in professions that really take a lot of strength to do on a regular basis. So you want to be able, when you're 80, to enjoy life and not be in constant pain, because you love helping people so much. So wrists, those are excellent. Very simple. Very simple. You can do those anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. Okay. Just stretch out the joints. And if you're interested in a little bit more, if you're in one of those professions that you need your hands a lot, also have strengthening exercises you can do. You can do them with little balls, little rubber balls. And then also you can actually take a rubber band to really strengthen some of those muscles in your hands to really prolong your career, whatever it may be. So let's go over some of the common stretching mistakes. So have we made common stretching mistakes? So not warming up before stretching. I can't emphasize that enough. Muscles should be warmed up to avoid injuries. And remember, I've given you all kinds of examples of how you warm up that muscle tissue. Walking, steam showers, saunas, regular showers, get outside, let that heat hit up against you. Essential oils, all the hot oils will warm up those muscle tissues. So there's no reason to have injuries from not warming up before stretching, okay? A brisk walk, before you're driving, you're really diving into those stretches. Not stretching enough, critical. Just like stretching cold muscles can cause injuries, so can working out muscles without stretching. So do not hop on that treadmill and not stretch. Okay, guys, do not pull into a squat and not stretch, or whatever. Do not do a bicep curl and not stretch. Do not go out and play a soccer game and not stretch. Do not go out and play any type of sport, running, anything, football, hockey, whatever your sport is. Do not do that and not stretch. How many of you are in sports and you all do not stretch before you play? Huge mistake. And stretching the proper way and knowing what you're doing, what muscle you're stretching, is very critical. So make sure you stretch regularly and often. Working on the wrong muscle. Pain and cramping are signs you may not be stretching the right muscle. So how many of you all have thought about this? Have thought about, if you're cramping, have you stretched that muscle? Is it a simple fact of dehydration, lack of vitamins or minerals, lack of hydration, or is it because that muscle isn't stretched properly? So very important things to consider. Pain following a workout or activity may also increase the need to check your alignment. Remember, alignment is the key. Not paying attention to your breathing. Guys, please breathe. Please take that in consideration. Really get that deep decompression breath, okay? One of the most common mistakes is holding the breath. This causes muscles to tense instead of relax. It defeats the purpose. Breathing ensures a proper balance of oxygen in the body. So make sure you are inhaling through the nose to purify the air entering the lungs. Okay, so this one is critical. Stretching injured muscles. So how many of y'all out there have stretched injured muscles? Should you be doing this? Overworking and stretching an injured muscle can worsen and or prolong the injury. Now, who wants to prolong an injury or worsen an injury? Injured muscles need adequate time to rest in order to heal. So know what that is, okay? And I do have oils for that as well, that you can apply to those muscle tissues to really help. Deep Blue is one that has been really advocated to really improve that muscle tissue. Marjoram and lemongrass helps. They're reparative oils, so it helps repair muscle tissues. There's several different ones. I like using Immortel for scar tissue, Manuka for wound healing and scar tissue. Absolutely incredible. If you need further assistance, please contact me, okay? So those are common mistakes that are made. Okay, hold on. Let me get up here now. Okay, so many thanks for taking your time and learning more about stretching. Here, let me move this. Learning more about stretching. And if you have any questions, please contact me. If someone actually told you about this webinar, contact them and let them guide you through your wellness. And I'm always here to educate you and help you with anything that you have questions on. It's all about getting to be the healthier you. And we do this together. We do this as a family. I like to create a family of wellness. So if you have any questions about stretching or about anything else health related, please contact me. It's always important to, when you're starting a healthier life too, and you have healthcare professionals already on your team, to talk to them as well. And if you're interested in essential oils, please contact me or contact the person that actually told you about this video. You know, you have to always do the right thing. I'm always here for you, but do the right thing. And whoever introduced you to stretching, to essential oils, whatever it may be, because there's all kinds of different avenues when we're trying to be the healthier you, and your family and friends as well, to really just go on different avenues and have different people on our team. So again, do the right thing. And I'll be posting my link if you're interested in essential oils. And I'll also be posting a way to get a hold of me if you have any questions about any stretching. And again, get your health team involved. And until next time, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And until next time, I'll see you. Thanks. Bye. Share my video and follow me on YouTube. Okay, guys, I just wanted to hop on here really quick and show you the founder as I promised. So I'm just going to move this. Okay, so the founder consists of, so what we're going to actually do, I'm going to try to get as much as my body as possible. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to slightly anteriorly rotate your feet and really soften the knee. Now, most of your weight is actually going to be on the back side of the heel. Okay, so once you get the hang of it, I want to give you the points of contact. It's going to be the ball of the foot, the outside of the foot, and then the heel. Okay, so what we're going to do is slightly anterior rotate, soften those knees, and really contract those adductors, and think the bottom of your pelvis. Okay, and then we're going to trace up. We're going to use our measuring sticks, and we're going to trace up. Really going to trace up, and we're going to externally rotate those shoulder joints. Work up into the spear tension. And guys, the spear tension is here, and I'm just going to pull to the side so you can see as much of me as possible. So we're pulling to the side. We're externally rotating, tracing up, and then we're really allowing those hips to sink back. It's a counterbalance between our hands and our hips. So we're really allowing those hips to sink back, tucking the chin, and we're really contracting. So if I was to come around, I would literally not be able to pull your hands apart. So the hips are coming back. We're really squeezing those adductors, and we're really leaning back. And we're taking that deep decompression breath. We're really getting that expansion into the rib cage, out wide, front and back. And then when we exhale, we're really allowing that belly button to go straight back towards the spine. And you'll slowly start feeling a decompression literally all the way up the spine. And, you know, you can start off with 3 breaths. Really contract, tuck in that chin, Allowing those hips to sink back, the hands to go forward, but we're not going to shrug the shoulders. We're literally going to try to feel it in our thoracic region. And so we're taking a deep breath. Just start with 3 deep breaths. Really get that expansion into the rib cage, out wide, front and back. Your whole body should be shaken. Your whole body should be shaken. Really contract, really contract, really contract, and relax, okay? So that's a basic founder. And if anyone is interested and wants more details on that, just get a hold of me or look up someone in your area to do foundation training. So again, I want to thank everyone for taking their time out to learn more about stretching and to also learn a little bit about foundation training. So contact whoever referred you to this video, or if no one referred you to this video, contact me. And remember to stay hydrated. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.